So it has been a long time since I've done a top weapons video, over a year actually, and I think it's time to get back up on that high horse. What's up scholars, it's your professor here, Enlightened Enlisted, and this video is long overdue. Today we're going to be going over the top 5 weapons for the Allies in the Tunisia campaign. Let's get into this. Number 5 is the Johnson rifle. Though I loathe semi-automatics in Enlisted, I see their place at a medium-range killer. Being a semi-automatic is a bit more forgiving if you whiff a shot, but the vertical recoil at 84, it is maybe a little bit harder for you to get back on target quickly. You can't really spam fire this thing like the M1 or the carbine, but the Johnson rifle finds itself on its own when it's fighting from cover and taking that slow, methodical approach. It is a great weapon for the AT or the engineers in your class, and if you aren't comfortable using a bolt-action rifle, you can even give these guys to the troopers. The hitting power is decent with a one hit down at 10 meters, but taking 2 will usually have to be done if you're shooting at anything outside of 100 meters. What started as a premium squad weapon only is now available to the general player base, which is a good thing in my opinion. Though you will have to wait till level 31 in order to use it. It's for its high recoil, low damage model, and the long grind it takes just to get to it is why it comes in at number 5 on our list. So number 4 should come at no surprise to any of you, and that is the Lee Enfield Model number 4. Bolt actions are really useful in Tunisia, as most of the maps have long fields of fire, and the Lee Enfield boasts some of the most impressive punching power I have ever seen, taking just one shot to down someone all the way out to 100 meters. That punching power coupled with the high muzzle velocity of 750 meters a second will allow you to be very accurate. It is a super effective and versatile weapon, allowing you to opt on the fly whether or not you want to be a passive player or go balls deep and hard. While not as good in close quarters as an SMG, the 10-round magazine and the decent rate of fire will allow you to keep some follow-on shots should you whiff your first hip shot. Though it comes at level 9, the SML Lee, which is the short magazine Lee Enfield, is pretty similar and should hold you over until you get to this bad boy. Even completely maxed out in the Tunisia campaign, I still find myself using the Lee Enfield because of its versatility, its power, and just the overall enjoyment of using a bolt action in Tunisia is why it comes in at number 4 for us. Number 3 is a highly underrated and underused SMG for the British, and that is the Lanchester. Coming in pretty quickly at level 8, the Lanchester allows you to replace the awful Sting gun as your primary SMG. The best part about this SMG is it will cost you only 1 weapon silver order, so if you are strapped for cards, this is a great way to make you more effective on the battlefield. Most people will tell you that the M1A1 Thompson is better, but if we compare the stats, they have the same rate of fire, but the Lanchester has way better muzzle velocity, reload time, and recoil pattern. Not to mention, in my own personal opinion, the sights on the Lanchester are significantly better than the M1A1 Thompson. Now, the biggest drawback for this weapon has got to be that you can only upgrade it to level 4, which as you get into the later progression of the campaign makes this not a viable option. Since you unlock this thing so early in the progression tree at level 8, it's cheap with only costing 1 weapon order. I think this is a great addition for you, and that's why it clocks itself in at number 3. Alright, before we get into our top 2 weapons, I want to give you guys some honorable mentions. Our first one is the Thompson M1928, aka the Chicago typewriter, which also has better sights than the M1A1. It is for sure for the aggressive player to use, and with the map design of Tunisia, it can be a little bit harder for some people. Even though it's hard to use, it does have an amazing rate of fire. But since it comes so late in the progression at level 33, I could not put it on our top 5 list. The next one isn't something you can really use in game unless you want to pay for it, but that's the Turner SMLE, and that thing hits like a Mack truck and is super OP. But since it's behind a paywall, it could not make our list. If you want to learn more about this premium squad, I did do a review on it a few months ago, so go ahead and check out that video after this one. Anyways, back to our list. Number 2 is a weapon we saw on our top Normandy's weapon video, and that is the BAR-A2. It goes without saying, the BAR is basically an assault rifle for the Americans. Coming in late at level 29, it is the only LMG the Allies have in Tunisia that is worth its weight. The 20-round magazine does make it hard for you to wipe multiple squads, but if you put this thing into auto slow fire, you'll be able to hit some targets out to long range with a bit of tap firing. This, along with its great hitting power and the SMG level rate of fire, fire, it is a staple for any allied loadout. I use as many machine gunner squads as I can in Tunisia, with BARs being my go-to weapon, and for that, it is why it is at my number 2 spot. So if the BAR is my go-to weapon, what is my number one, you might be thinking? Well, it is the most broken sniper in the game, and that is the Lee Enfield Model T. This might be the only time you ever see a sniper at the top of my list, but the Model T is in a league of its own. With a one hit down all the way out to 300 meters, this guy is a nightmare to deal with on defense. 10 rounds in the magazine and a 3.8 reload speed, I find myself running out of ammunition frequently. The scope optic is perfect and far superior to the Springfield. Its ability to play as an aggressive sniper is the whole reason it was on the number one spot for our sniper tier list video. With Tunisia pretty much having open spaces on all their maps, it has a great spot in this campaign, and it comes in at progression level 27, which I think is a good spot for it. And it is so damn good, I cannot stress that enough, and that is why it's got our number one spot. So what did you guys think about today's video? And what do you think the number one weapon is for the Italians? Let me know down in the comments below. If you want to see a cool BAR montage, check out this video here. And if you want to see where the other sniper rifles rank against the Model T, then check out this video here. And as always, scholars, hit those books and hit those bottles. Cheers.